Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Abhay from EDS Technologies. I thank you for taking your time out and joining this webinar, which we have titled as Advanced Simulation for Precise Medical Device Design. So, before handing it over to our technical expert, Dr. Varun, I would like to begin this webinar by giving a short introduction about our company, EDS Technologies. So, EDS Technologies was incorporated in 1994 to provide PLM solutions, implementation, and support. We are the largest technology solutions provider in India and also platinum partner to Dassault Systèmes. We have served more than 2,000 customers and operate in 10 locations across India, with our headquarters being at Bangalore. So we also have various strategic partnerships with other world leaders like EOS for additive manufacturing requirements, Human Solutions for ergonomic solutions for automotive and aerospace industries, Technia for ensuring product data quality, for military simulation and training needs of aerospace and defense industry. We have partnered with MAC for visual simulation solutions. We also have strategic partnerships with Esri for GIS requirements and Synopsys for EDA solutions. We have a dedicated sales, support, marketing, and customer satisfaction teams to address customers' PLM business and support requirements. Today, we are joined by our technical expert, Dr. Varun Sharma. Just a short introduction on Dr. Varun. Dr. Varun Sharma has a master's degree in scientific instrumentation from Ernst Ab University of Applied Science, Germany, specializing in advanced materials. He has also done his doctorate in mechanical engineering, focusing on numerical modeling and engineering optimization as a Marie Curie early stage researcher. He acquired research experience through roles as a research intern at Tata Steel Netherlands and as a research assistant at the Austrian University. He is currently working in EDS Technologies as a technical manager responsible for providing support to customers in the entire north and east region of India on Simulia suite of solutions. He has published more than 13 articles in renowned international research journals. Over to you.
So thank you, Abhay. Now we will start the session. So we try to cover this below mentioned agenda, the topics. So we will start with the basics, introduction part, and then we will talk about simulation, how it can be used in life sciences, and then we will showcase some of the global case studies related to the life sciences, and in between we will talk about the customer references, and finally we will showcase you the conclusion. And to make it dynamic, our Abhay have created some polls, quiz questions that we will discuss in between. If you have any questions, definitely you can raise your points, and obviously we can discuss at the end of the session also. So we do have simulation tools for life sciences, and if you see these slides, we have basically divided the section into three domains. The first one is patient care, second one is pharma and biotech, and third one is the medical devices. So you can be from any of the three sectors, and definitely simulations can be incorporated in a number of ways. So we will try to showcase you one by one domain. Okay, so how you can use simulations. So if you see this specifically this slide, you can see there are number of tools available in the market. So like Medidata, Orgasms, Flow, CST, there are a lot of tools available, and there is also one of the tool called Abacus. So it is not that easy to have all the tool under one umbrella. So you can have a one tool which is capable to perform multiple simulations. So proudly to say that Dassault System, Simulia tool, which is a part of simulation domain, can tackle your medical life sciences challenges. So Abacus solver, already known as a gold standard solver, and it has a multiple algorithms which can be used in a wide variety of applications. So already this tool is in used with experimental part, and number of proven industries are working to make this tool as a standardized tool not to use clinical trial, you need to invest a lot of money on the experimental part. So already work is going on, and currently industries are implementing this tool as a one tool instead of experimental transformation part. So you can blindly start with abacus to solve your simulation word. And this simulia terms, if you ask me, Varun, what is simulia? Simulia is basically the terms that comes from the simulation, and our tool name is also simulia. So under simulia we can offer you abacus solver. So this is just one of the slides where you can see what you can do with simulia. So first thing is, it has a multi-physics algorithm setup, so which can help you to perform structural problems, fluid related problems, electromagnetics, multi-body and system modeling. So this is under a multi-physics domain. Second part that we can support you under simulia is durability and fatigue, where you can check the life cycle of the product. For example, if you are into a stent manufacturing domain, you can see how many life cycles your stent can withstand under a certain period of time. So this is also very accurate tool. And third tool is your process automation and optimization. So if you are willing to perform parametric and non-parametric optimizations using your CAD model, that can also be done using simulia. And also currently we have data analysis and machine learning kind of uh, interventions that are nowadays very common. So those things can also be incorporated in your life sciences challenges using our process automation and optimization tool. So there are certain steps which we will talk about in the case study section. And the fourth one is a virtual human modeling, where you can scan the body, and you can produce a lot of DICOM images, and these images can be used to make 3D model out of your scanning data. And then further you can apply boundary conditions and real-time loading conditions to understand the real-time scenario. So these are kind of domains, you can say, or these are the sectors that you can tackle without any problem using simulia tool. Okay, so now we will start, talking about those three domains that we discuss. So first one is your medical devices, which is our one of the main areas. So first things that you can target here is orthopedic implants. I know a lot of manufacturing industries are currently investing lot of money in this particular sectors, because considering the scope, considering the areas, this is one of the place where you can accelerate in a very short span of time using simulia. Second one is dental implants. I am not sure if anybody have done this one, but we wanted to show this case study from AIMS Delhi. So where they have used different implants and created the cavities and see the synergical effects between the teeth and the medical and the dental implants. So this is a very interesting case, and now we have a lot of customers, government customers, who are doing such kind of investigation using simulia. Third sector is basically hearing aids. Again, this is a kind of sonic wave investigations, where you can create acoustic domain, and you can identify the sound capability and absorption capabilities related to your hearing aids components. So this is another interesting areas which you can explore. uh, MRI safety is again one of the prime area of interest for a lot of hospitals and medical domains. So what you can do here, you can scan the body, and you can create a lot of scanning images, and those images can be further filtered out, and you can sort out few of the images and create a 3D model, which that model further can be used for your simulation investigation. So it can be used for any kind of scanning process, whether it is ultrasound, CT scan, MRI, or hydrogen based scanning. So another one is your impact analysis, which can be done in a number of scenarios. So we have taken here a helmet analysis. So you can wear the helmet and then you can apply some sort of practical load and you can see what is happening inside. So this is one of the very common areas, and a huge amount of customers are doing such kind of analysis. Another one is a clothing design. So big players like Reeboks, and others players are currently working to see the behavior of different clothes with respect to the human body. Uh, so again, if you are into medical related equipments and medical equipment related clothing, you can also use Simulia to see the internal frictional behavior with respect to the human skin. This kind of recent examples that we have done for our prestigious customer across pan India. Obviously we have not included every domain, but most of the things can be considered here. So before we jump into another one, I wanted to showcase here, if you are into any of the domains, three things always into consideration. The first one is predominantly safety and efficacy. Second one is about integrity and reliability of your product, and the third one is the ergonomics and the usability. So if you consider these three factors as your prime uh, aspects, then definitely you can accelerate well in creating new products specifically for medical domain. Okay, so now considering those 3 points, we have done a few of the studies for our customers, which I wanted to reflect here. Okay, so we will consider different examples, and simultaneously we will talk about what are the key performance matrices and what we would like to achieve using those simulations. Okay, so for example, the first case study that you can see on my screen is a drug filled injectors, where our ultimate goal is to create a device which is very well integrity, uh, you know created using the state of the art material, and then we will understand the interactions phenomena between the fluid and the device itself, and finally we will create the penetrations, and during that we will consider the drug diffusion process. So that looks very simple, but when you start building the process step by step, you will get to know a lot number of factors. Okay, and obviously these are some of the matrices that you might have already maybe came to know when you start working in this domain. So these are some of the basics matrices that we will definitely consider. Okay, so so first one is basically we design the model, okay, in CATIA or SolidWorks, and then you can import the model into Abacus environment. So when you create Abacus environment, we have defined here damage evolution criteria under different loading conditions. So you can see the animations. It is basically very simple analysis where you are applying the load on the this part and it is moving downwards. So simply applying load in one directions, and obviously there is a rubber part here. So you need to apply hyperelastic material properties here. Okay, so designing part can be done easily, and simulation part related to this loading conditions can be done in Abacus. And once you complete the loading part, you can take the model and go to the eyesight. Eyesight is used here for automation. Okay, so you can choose different parameters value for your injectors, and then it can give you the automated values. And the technique here we used is CEL. CEL is basically couple Eulerian Lagrangian algorithms. Okay, so if you see, just a second, yeah, this is the animation video. So we press the liquid and it is coming out from the injectors, and you can see how it is falling on the specific chamber. So this is basically a 3D flow simulations and to optimize the synergy and the needle design for outflow velocity and to understand the plunger force and where is the leakage, okay, and how we can prevent them. So this is a kind of 3D animation video, and on the left hand side you can see this velocity, and on my sorry right left hand side you can see the multi-phase fluid filling simulations where you can understand the filling time and the splash behavior. Okay, so this is a need currently in medical domain, and we have seen a struggle specifically by a CA engineers how to set up the analysis, what are the things are required. So do let us know, we can support you. We have a medical customers who are doing this activity in day out. So it is again a part of drug filled injectors, but we have done it in a different way. So we try to cover the third point, which is a needle penetration. So you can see this animation video we have created using Abacus. So we have layers, skin layers, which does includes number of different layers, and every layer have their own material properties and the natural phenomena. So we try to consider in a mathematical way of mathematical way of model. So you can see first we created a hypodermis layer, then dermis layer, then epidermis layers, and then we define certain porosity level because it is not that solid, we do have pores. So then we define the porosity level, and then you can apply a solid interaction. uh, One you can define as a solid. So needle was considered as a Lagrangian formulation, and the human skin basically was considered as a Eulerian medium. Okay, so then we start the penetration part. So needle is basically penetrating into your skin and causing the tissue damage. Okay, so on my left hand side, you can see the biological occurrence of the skin, and on the right hand side, the full physics. So if you ask me, Varun, what is the like uncertainty? Is it like close to reality? How close it is to the experimental data? So I will not say anything. You can just simply go to this experimental curves and the simulation curve, and proudly to say that the result was as accurate as it can be, somewhere around 92%. And those 8% was delay just because of these properties, because every person have the different skin criteria. But considering the generic values, it can give you result something similar to 90%. Okay, so that's the kind of accuracy Simulia can bring. The another one is the drug diffusion. It's again a simple phenomena. You create a chamber and then you apply the fluid domain and to see the tissue expansion. Okay, so that's four criteria which we have accomplished using the same model, using the same fundamental. Okay, so the same fundamentals you can apply in a different parts. Okay, considering the skin behavior, and also you can perform analysis how to inject the liquid in the human body, okay, and which specific angle we have to use. So this kind of study also been done. So on my right hand side you can see different angle has been used, and different force and different penetration power has been used. Okay, so that kind of tissue composition and biological biomechanics can be investigation, can be done using Simulia. Okay. Um, then I would like to talk a little bit more about sensor, biological sensor. Okay, where you can understand the collaborative kind of investigations. So if you are into like human experience uh, industry, where you wanted to create an environment for your patients where they can not only they can heal their wounds, but at the same time they can fully recover from their challenges. So this is kind of domains and segments we have created under one of our product, which is called 3D experience, which is same like Simulia but in a different environment. So it does have different role capabilities. Okay, so here you can see end-to-end digital solutions was created, and total life cycle combination was happened. So you can start as a some specific challenge, and then you can create design and development, and then you can do the simulation parts, and then you can go to the manufacturing section where you can do the production part, and then you can do the enterprise operational excellency where you can individually monitor the performance of your product. Okay, so that kind of experience can be done using any of the advanced level of technology. Okay, so if you want me to explain like one by one, so you can see we have created here like uh, 3D models where we have performed the drop test, and again this is a fluid simulations for this therapeutic delivery optimization process, and again this is electromagnetic simulations. Okay, and then we have this skin and device interaction simulations just to see the reliability and the comfort of the patients. So it's like step-by-step process. First you do with the structural mechanics, then fluid domains, then Maxwell based solver, then you perform finite element based solver. So different solver were integrated, and we have created one combined joint study. Okay. Second case study that we can reflect here is a drug-eluting stents. Uh, I know a lot of manufacturing companies currently working on this specific domain. And when we start this work with different hospitals, with different industry segments, we came to know different requirement has been, simulated using this tool. And we try to create some fundamentals. And on my left hand side, you can see the first intention was to understand the material behavior, how to perform the in vivo dynamic loadings. Life cycle is one of the key criteria, and optimizations, then blood flow modeling, and finally the pressure driven diffusion. Okay, and obviously there are certain criteria for the performance matrices which are reflected on my left hand side here. Okay, we will not go into detail about the biological aspects about the human body, how this artery is getting developed. It is basically a slow progress. It is happening over a period of time, considering our unhygienic lifestyle. So they try to create some, dynamic kind of stents. So we started first with this material behavior investigations. So we simply does not just jump into the model part and created it. First we try to understand the fundamental principle, like how the physics is taking place, which material is best, okay, and how the stress phenomena is taking place. So these are basically stress strain plots where a lot of hysteresis are getting developed under different loading and unloading conditions. Okay, and we also try to see the behavior in the form of material transformations like martensite or deformation rate, all those things. And then we started this designing part. Okay, so most of the time I know that like nithinol material is the one that is being used by many industry. Okay, we have also used the nithinol material. Okay, so it was created smoothly in CATIA environments, and then we have done the simulation part in Abacus. So on my left hand side, you can see the physical test, and then we have this virtual test. Okay, and this is actually to get into more detail. We try to deep dive into the stent phenomena, and we wanted to understand how many layer formations is there, same like human skin, but what is happening inside the hearts. Okay, how the multi-layer artery is working, and which material we need to define as a hyperelastics or simply elastic conditions. So to make it very much realistic, we try to understand a little bit about the biological aspects, and then we created this model. So we have done this crimping expansion part and the insertion part here. So this project was done again for AIMS and PGI Chandigarh. We have supported them in creating this model, and they have employed and deployed the stent in the human body without any problems, and the result accuracy was also very good. So you can see how realistically it can be done under different dynamic loading conditions. Uh, this is one of the examples that we would like to show. This is a very great projects created by Dassault teams. You can see the stent here. Let me maximize it. So how it is, this coronary stent is subjected to cardiac cyclic motion in a living heart model. So that model was created with the basically created by a team of panelists who are into medical domain, into simulation sector as well as in the medical sector. So jointly we have done this project, and you can see it is very much beneficial to see the physical significance of the stent in terms of cyclic motion. Okay. So same thing, it can be deploy in the other parts of the human bodies. So if you see here, a peripheral stent is placed to understand the arterial deformations. Okay, that part is also nowadays into consideration. So we try to understand the fatigue life estimation using FESAFE, a tool which is a part of Simulia. So number of stress point were created, local stress point at different position, distal, middle, proximity, and envelope data, and we try to understand the mean stresses. So you can see a lot of points were created, and eventually we have identified the life cycle of this particular stent. So these are some of the design optimizations. So you can take the file from Abacus, and you can go to eyesight and Tosca, and you can create a lot of parametric and non-parametric optimization. So obviously, you know, making lightweight is not the challenge here. The main aspect is to create a device which is more efficient and does not create discomfort to the human body. So optimization still is a kind of task here that is not intentionally for reducing the material, but to create a such kind of instrument which can give more comfort to the human body in terms of the design, in terms of the orientation aspect. So considering those parameters, they have done a lot of improvement, and eventually if you see like local stresses from the beginning till the third stage has been improved a lot. So these kind of like possibilities can be done in topology optimization. And we also understand the velocity factors, how the blood flow is taking place when you deploy a stent in the human artery. So this is a kind of a vector sign that can also be used, but obviously you can also create a streamline to understand the internal behavior. And these are some of the diffusion vectors and concentrations of drug inside the arterial wall to understand the sensitivity of the stent geometry and to understand the contact pressure between the human liquid, human blood basically, and the stent. Okay, so now I would like to create one nutshell for all the case studies that we have discussed in one particular slide. So these were the criterias and matrices and the requirement, and so you can create like 3D simulations of the liquid and the solid model. You can understand the initiations and evolutions under different loading scenario. You can understand the coronary stent behavior, and you can create mechanical loading conditions, crimping expansion, and obviously a kind of penetrations can be done here. So considering like medical device as one of the prime importance, So these are the like basic analysis where a lot of manufacturing industries are struggling every day in day out. So I would request, try to use Simulia, considering the accuracy and considering the possibility we have, and it can definitely give you a better enhancement in terms of medical device industry. So one more example that I would like to reflect here is Nimhans Bangalore. So recently they have used Simulia. They have scanned the human body, specifically the brain part, and tried to identify the tumor in the human brain. And it was initially very difficult for them which solver to use, considering the accuracy. And proudly to say that we were in touch with Dr. G. Venkatesh Subramaniam from Nimhans, and we have supported them to create the 3D model and to identify the the stress localization stresses in the human brain, to so that they can stop the growth rate of the tumor. Okay, so you can see how accuracy and the how efficient this tool is, and how different scientists across globe are using. Okay, so these are some of the customers we can currently refer. I'm not reflecting here academia customers, like hospitals, all those things, but definitely considering the commercial angles, so we would like to reflect here some of the companies who are into stands or specialized medical device equipments. So in a nutshell, let's conclude it. So considering this fast growing domain, we know that it is very challenging and very difficult, specifically for CA person to design such components in an efficient time manner. But we can help you in that sectors. We can help you how to create the workflow, and we do have a tool which can help you to create all level of physics, starting from the preliminary stage till the deployment section. So we have a lot of tools. We have different algorithms and technologies at different stages, and that can make your experience easier. And it's not just to create something digitally, but at the same time it can help you to start with the basics data driven project, and then you can create a virtual and reality model, and those models can be used to make a human model in a digital environment, and that you can use further for your expansion. I would say definitely everybody wants to grow, and we believe this tool not only can help you for designing aspect, but like we said, FDA and other proven industries are working on this kind of tool to make it as like one universal kind of tool that can be used for all your processes.
So I would like to thank you Varun, for delivering a very informative webinar. I'm pretty confident that it was helpful to our audience. I would also like to thank the audience for taking their time out and joining us for this session. So if you have any further queries related to the subject matter or any other simulation requirements, you can always connect with us. Our details are displayed on the screen right now. You can reach out to us at any time, and we'll be happy to address your queries. So please do keep an eye out for our upcoming seminars and webinars. You can follow us on our social media for the same. Thank you once again, Varun, and thank you all for joining us today. See you at the next session.